CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Tuesday, December 22nd, 2015. If you want to follow us on Twitter, please go to CATEX TV. An aircraft carrying a team of technicians from India's border security force burst into flames after crashing near an airport boundary at the New Delhi International Airport earlier today. All 10 on board were killed. It was a small Beechcraft turboprop. The Border Security Force provides support to the local administrations during natural calamities and combats local insurgencies like the Maoists in central and eastern India. Apparently, the pilot had detected a technical problem on the plane and had tried to abort the takeoff, but hit the airport's boundary wall and crashed into a water treatment plant. The big mudslide in China was not a big mudslide after all. It was a 350-foot tower of construction waste. It collapsed, and this is the news from yesterday, but it's now confirmed that some 85 people are reported missing. The area affected equals 14 soccer pitches. This is according to an Al Jazeera journalist, so it's a very, very large area that's been crushed by the construction mudslide. Some 33 buildings remain completely buried. Most of the dead are migrant workers. The Association of British Insurers is saying that it now expects the insurance and reinsurance industry to pay for about $775 million worth of claims from the Storm Desmond, which slammed into Cumbria 2 weeks ago. The ABI's final $775 million toll will be ultimately paid by its insurance and reinsurance company members is higher than an estimate put out just yesterday morning by PricewaterhouseCoopers of about $500 million. Also, Perils AG is saying that there's a distinction between wind damage and flood damage. Apparently, about 520 million pounds of the insurance losses are going to be flood-related rather than wind. Meanwhile, J.P. Morgan Chase has now agreed to pay $150 million to resolve a securities fraud lawsuit brought by investors, mainly pension funds who own J.P. Morgan stock, over its so-called London whale trading scandal that caused a $6.2 billion loss. The settlement was disclosed in papers filed on Friday in federal court in Manhattan. The lawsuit stemmed from oversight by J.P. Morgan of a synthetic credit portfolio that caused the $6.2 billion loss and was linked to traders in the bank's London office, including the so-called London whale himself, Bruno Ixil. Shareholders accused J.P. Morgan of knowingly hiding increased risks, including citing in a conference call in April of 2012 in which the J.P. Morgan CEO Jamie Dimon called reports about the synthetic portfolio a tempest in a teapot. About $40 billion in market value was wiped out at the time of the scandal. The suit was brought by pension funds from the American states of Arkansas, Ohio, Oregon, and also as well from Sweden. Reports indicate that the U.S. economy expanded at a revised 2% annualized rate in the third quarter, buoyed by consumer spending, but businesses continue to struggle to sell to overseas customers that apparently don't have any money. Household purchases propelled demand last quarter as employment improved and gas prices dropped, but analysts warn that consumers alone will not be able to shoulder the burden of helping the world's largest economy overcome slower global growth everywhere else. There's some concern, one analyst said, that consumption can't drive GDP forever. Other parts of the economy will have to create some tailwinds to really help growth along. Meanwhile, this is an interesting story. I'm going to read most of it. It was reported by Al Jazeera this morning. The modus operandi is a tried and terrifying one. Launch a raid, single out Christians, and then spray them with bullets. But when Al-Shabaab militants ambushed a bus in Kenya yesterday, things did not go according to plan. A group of Kenyan Muslims shielded the Christian passengers and told the attackers they were prepared to die together. The Muslim passengers, who were mostly women, told the Islamic militants to kill them all or leave them alone. The bus was headed to the city of Mandera near the border with Somalia and Ethiopia. The journey is such a security risk that most such buses travel with police escorts, but in this instance, the police escort broke down. Al-Shabaab, of course, is a brutal terrorist organization. Their raid on the Garissa University in April of earlier this year left 150 people dead when the group executed people who could not recite verses from the Quran. In the attack yesterday, the gunman ordered Muslim passengers to come out of the bus and separate themselves from Christians. There were more than 100 people on board. The Muslims refused. They gave the Christian women their hijabs and helped others hide behind luggage. They told them, if you want to kill us, then kill us. There are no Christians here. A Christian man who did try to run away was shot dead. The driver of a truck which was trailing the bus was also killed. The gunman left but warned the passengers that they would return. In an era when we have bigots such as Donald Trump proposing to ban Muslims from coming into the country and stirring fear in the United States, it's amazing that 5,000 miles away, a group of Muslims on a dusty road, when faced with certain death by Al-Shabaab terrorists holding AK-47s, were able to stand up, make the statement that they did, and protect their fellow men. A miracle and a cause for hope in a time of unbelievable negative hatred commentary. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.